Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be customizing the Toreador in Grand Theft Auto Online. The last time I customized this thing was the day the Cayo Perico heist DLC came out. I didn't know anything about the Toreador at the time, so it's just occurred to me that I should probably make an updated customization on this car because my last one is definitely very much out of date. I didn't even know that it was a submersible vehicle. I think I knew that it was armed, but I don't think that I knew it had a rocket booster either. So there's a lot about this car that I did not cover in the last customization and review. So here we are 4 years later, and we're going to go ahead and customize this thing. So let's go ahead and take it into Los Santos Customs. Now, just so you are aware, I do not believe that you have to customize this in an MOC because it does come with the machine guns equipped automatically, and you can also switch to the missiles automatically as well. And yeah, you have access to all that without going into an MOC. So Los Angeles Customs is closed. What have I done here? Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so we're just gonna go to Bridge Customs to customize this thing because I accidentally shot the missile and shut down the other customs. Anyway, it's fine. So here we are in Customs. We're going to go ahead and start off with an armor upgrade for the Toreador. We're also going to do the brakes as well. Then, of course, actually, you know what? Let's just do all the performance stuff. We're going to go EMS level 4. We're going to do the transmission. And, of course, we're going to do the turbo as well. And do I want to... Oh, no suspension. Okay, perfect. Then I don't even have to deal with it. Okay, so starting off with bumpers. We do have a few different bumper options for this vehicle. Definitely not the greatest looking vehicle I've ever seen, I would say. But... it could be worse, I do suppose. I am kind of thinking of going for the dash bumper because I kind of like that this line like almost matches up with the pinstripe that goes like down the side of it. So I think I'm going to go for either the primary dash bumper, or maybe I should just go for... honestly, the race bumper looks way cleaner. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to go for the race bumper, I think. For the rear bumper... we can go for the street rear bumper. We also have the primary street rear bumper. We got the race rear, the primary race, and we have the dash rear bumper. We can also do that in primary or secondary. I think I'm just going to go for the primary race bumper. I feel like that's pretty clean looking, so we'll go ahead and just do that. For the lights, I am going to go xenon on this, and I am also going to put the neon kit on it because that does lower the center of gravity and make cars handle just a tiny bit better. It's like probably not even 1% better, but hey, it's an improvement nonetheless, so that's what we're going for. For the livery options for the car, we get the Toreador side stripes, we got the white dual stripes as well. We have the Pegassi stripes, kind of looks like a Mustang Boss, like 302. We also have the Sprint stripes as well. We have the Aero stripes, the Racer 6 livery. We got the Pisswasser 2, the Raptor 8. Kind of cool. We got the Shard camo, and we have the Raga Rum camo as well. Also have the Shark camo. I don't know how you get this, but I got that. That's kind of cool. I think I'm going to go for the Racer 6 livery on this thing today because I do have a little bit of a build in mind. And if you've seen the Top Gear where we did the boosted vehicles, like rocket booster vehicles, you'll probably recognize the build a little bit because I'm going to do something a little similar to what I did in that one. But for the louvers, I don't know. This car is just very oddly shaped. I think it's based off the Lamborghini Espada in real life, I do believe. I'm not really sure what to do here for the louvers because like I could go for something like this, but I also feel like that's kind of weird looking. Maybe just the Sprint louvers. I don't know. I don't mind the look of those, honestly, so I think I'm just gonna go for the Sprint louvers. I kind of like that. You can tell that they're louvers, which is cool. For the plate, we're gonna go yellow on black, of course, and for the respray, I think I'm gonna go for a white. I think I am. Let's see here. Let's see how it looks. I think ice white, and then for the secondary color, I think I might go ice white as well. I think I will. I think it's gonna look the best in ice white. So yeah, we'll go ice white for that as well. And then for the trim color on the interior, I want to do something that maybe a little brighter, but not too ignorantly bright. Like a shadow silver might not be too bad, or we could go for like a bluish interior, or maybe, I don't know, a brown interior on this doesn't look bad. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with that. I feel like that kind of looks nice. Maybe a sandy brown interior. Honestly, you know what? Let's go for it. I don't usually do brown interiors, so we'll go for one today. We got the primary sun strip. We also have the secondary sun strip. I'm not really a big fan of it though, so I'm going to avoid that. I will be putting a spoiler on this car today for sure because I do want the traction bonus, of course. So it's just a matter of finding which spoiler we actually want to go with, and I think it's going to be the skid spoiler. I kind of like the look of that. I feel like it's kind of clean, so we'll go for that one today. And of course, we got the wheels to deal with as well. I don't even know what to do for these. Maybe like lowrider wheels of some degree, maybe. I don't know. I don't really know what like looks good on these older sort of cars like this, to be honest. Maybe I should just check the sport category and just go for something like really basic. Mercies don't look bad. Mercies look good on like anything. Could go for endos maybe. Endos might not be a bad look for this. Man, it's hard. I don't know. Endo V2s or Endo V1s? I think we're gonna go for endos. Let's just do it because I don't know. I'm not gonna spend too long doing the wheels. I got the black on there currently. Could go for the white though. I don't know. I feel like the black's cleaner, so we'll keep that. Bulletproof the tires for sure though. And for the windows, I am gonna tint them all the way out because I do like how the car looks tinted more than I do when it's non-tinted. It looks like a total fishbowl, especially with the huge glass roof on it too. It just looks bad. So we'll do the limo tint on here as well. And with that being said, it's time to take the Toreador outside. All right. So the Toreador, I'm sure many of you will know already, is probably the best Oppressor Mark II counter in the entire game. It has some of the most aggressive tracking missiles in the game. They're not quite as good as the Deluxo, I do believe it is, that has the tier 1 missiles. These are like tier 2 missiles, but they're really, really good. This thing's a fly swatter, man. You can take out oppressors like it's nothing with this. Another good feature about the Toreador is that it is pretty well armored. It can take about 6 homing missiles, I do believe it is, and about 4 RPGs, so it's pretty well off when it comes to the whole armor thing, that's for sure. Now, another thing to note, the machine guns on the Toreador are some of the highest damaging in the game. I do believe they rival the Stromberg's machine guns, and those are exceptionally good as well. I gotta find a car that's not a Seminole to attack here. Here we go. Oh my god. They kill in no time. That's crazy. I forgot just how good these machine guns were, man. Oh my god, that's crazy. These things are like 3 seconds of shooting and they're dead. That's insane. Yeah, okay, these machine guns are definitely, I think, the same as the Stromberg. I am pretty darn sure about that. So yeah, really high damaging. Another thing about the Toreador that I would hope you guys know is that it is a submersible vehicle. So if you're under the water, if you're on a keyboard, you can hold H and that will transform it into submersible mode. It will get these fins and then it will also get these propellers on the back as well, which is pretty cool. It's also quite maneuverable around underneath the surface of the water. It's pretty easy to control as far as submersibles go in GTA. I mean, not all of them are that awesome, so this one is definitely, I'd say this is probably the best like handling submersible vehicle in the game. Another cool feature is that when you are underwater, the missiles transform into torpedoes, so you can shoot missiles underwater, and they do lock on, by the way, as well, so that is pretty sweet. And of course, the Toreador also has the boost function, and the boost, you guessed it, works underwater, so you can get around really quick underwater using the boost as well, which is super nice. Definitely helps out quite a lot, and the boost is pretty spammable as well, so that's another great thing about the Toreador. That is definitely appreciated by a lot of people, and by me included in that, of course. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get out of the water because I gotta show you guys what the boost is like when you're not in the water. So we'll go ahead and try to hop out here. Oh, there we go. There we go, and transform midair. And can we land it? We can. Of course we can. Let's go. Awesome. Okay, the Toreador handling wise and acceleration wise and everything like that is pretty good. This thing goes around corners relatively well. Like it definitely feels like it has pretty good downforce. It has decent brakes as well, which is always nice. Now, without the rocket booster, the acceleration is not that incredible, but of course with the rocket booster, it's pretty crazy, and you can nearly spam the rocket booster. It goes pretty quick. Like I'm gonna try to get it to go as soon as possible again here. So that's the interval that we're dealing with here. Oh, except for when the captain calls me, I guess. But the interval between boosts is like not very much time at all. I think it is quicker than the Vigilante, but the boost is not as good as the Vigilante. Just do be aware of that, because that is an important thing to note for sure. Yeah, no, it feels really good in the corners. It's not the best like handling or cornering car, I will say. It is pretty long as well, so that does kind of negate its abilities a little bit, I feel like. And it definitely feels a little on the heavier side, which I mean, it makes sense because it's a submersible vehicle, right? So it's got to carry around all that other stuff. So it's, you know, it's not going to be like a supercar in that regard. Something else that you may be wondering is like if the boost is good enough to like propel you upwards. Not really. Like it can, but it's nowhere near like the Vigilante. Like I guess it can, I don't know. It's just not as good as the Vigilante. I don't think the boost lasts as long as the Vigilante either, so it's not as ideal as the Vigilante, that's for sure. Of course, this is a rocket car like classic, is getting stuck in somebody's backyard. This is ridiculous. So yeah, this is something that you will find with the Toreador, as you will find with every other rocket boostable vehicle in the game. Oh my god, have I actually managed to... Let's go. I managed to get out of that? Hell yeah. Overall, the Toreador is an awesome vehicle. Now, it regularly goes for $4,250,000. It got a price increase a couple of years ago, I guess a year and a bit ago, in 2023, from $3,660,000 to $4,250,000. But if you're watching this the day that it comes out or the next day afterwards, the Toreador is actually on sale for 50% off, as with the Black Friday discounts. So if you don't have a Toreador, or if you want another Toreador, now is the best time you will ever find in the rest of GTA Online history to buy a Toreador. So if you don't have one and you want one, you should definitely be buying one, because it is an awesome vehicle. And for 50% off, for just over $2 million, you'd be dumb not to have a Toreador. That's really all I can say. It is a fantastic vehicle in pretty much every sense of the word. It is just awesome. Another thing to note that I will show you guys really quickly here before we end the little review, the glass on the Toreador is interesting because it will not break. No matter what you do, you can shoot it with a minigun, you can shoot it with whatever. The glass is not going to break on this car, because obviously that is kind of an essential part of its ability to be a submersible vehicle. So you can see, even though the glass is like cracked and everything here, I will just quickly take us to the Alamo Sea and show you guys that despite the glass getting cracked and whatnot, you will still be able to take this thing underwater. So that is a cool function of the Toreador, is that the glass does not break. Now, the glass not breaking does not mean that you cannot be shot out of the vehicle. The bullets are actually penning, but they're not breaking the glass, because I guess Rockstar didn't want to have to deal with that sort of stuff. So I kind of can't blame them. I think that would be annoying to kind of deal with, and I think a lot of people would complain about that too. So I can kind of see exactly why they did it the way that they did. But we can go into the water here, and you will see that the Toreador will be totally fine, as you can see. Go right underneath the water here and everything like that. Something to note though is that if you do go into the water and you have a door missing on the Toreador, then you're gonna run into some problems. So I'm gonna go ahead and just show you guys this as well. Vehicle preferences, vehicle doors, all. Let's see. We'll just open them up, and then I'm gonna just back into this pole here and try to knock off a door. Okay, there we go. We knocked off a couple doors. Now you'll see when I go into the water, it should die. I do believe, yeah, your personal vehicle's been destroyed. So that is a pretty interesting feature about the Toreador, and for some reason the neon stays on, which is interesting. But yeah, that is an interesting feature about the Toreador. That is something to note for sure, that you guys should know about it, because that is, I feel like that's probably pretty important. If you get into a fight or whatever and somebody takes off a door, don't go into the water, because you won't be able to, because your vehicle will die, and then you're going to get stranded out in the water, which is pretty unideal if you're in a PvP scenario. So anyway, guys, that's it for the Pegassi Toreador customization and reviewing Grand Theft Auto Online. If you found this information helpful, or this video helpful, or any of it, or you just like me or whatever, feel free to leave a like. And of course, if you didn't find any of that, feel free to dislike as well. Do consider subscribing to my channel if you guys are new, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, take care. Peace.